Hi, this is Tamika with Pastries, Plums, and Pine. I'm here with a Plan With Me video in my Bujo journal for the month of February 26th. So I use this bullet journal for social media, content planning, and also for fitness. Basically tracking meals, tracking movement, tracking weight loss, things of that nature. So when I did my line up in my initial setup for this planner at the beginning of the year, I expressed how I was no longer going to be doing weekly videos for content planning and fitness because they just weren't giving me the views that I needed. And so I was not going to just put all that effort into that. So if that's something that is very interesting to you guys, maybe I'll consider, but I'm just telling you, I'm using the same template every week. It's more functional than it is decorative now, and it's really just about tracking things. So I don't know how exciting it would be anyways. So I struggled with what to do for a theme this month, but I'm trying to use stickers that I haven't used. So I pulled out Moody Blooms by Live Love Posh, which was part of a box set called Lush Blooms. So you could buy it in a box set, or you could buy the separate sticker books individually. And then there was also a box set of PET tape that matched those sticker books. So I'm going to be possibly using some of that as well. But if you're interested in anything by Love Love Posh, I do have an affiliate link that is in the description box below, along with a discount code. And so it'd be greatly appreciated if you shop through that link. And the discount code will work on anything other than a Posh box set or bundle. So if you were to buy this as the whole set or bundle, then there would be no discount applied. And I'm not sure even how much of this is still available, but this was a good set. There were the Moody Blooms, there were Bright Blooms, Pastel Blooms, and then what was the other one? Jewel Tone Blooms, I think is what the fourth one was. There were 4 different ones. But anyways, I'm going to be using, I've gone back and forth in my mind about which of these sets I want to use, because I kind of like this one with the green in it, because I love those washi tapes strips there. Those are some pretty florals. But then I also like these here in the front here. I don't know. I also like these too. These are beautiful. I don't know. Which ones should I use? Which ones? Which ones? I don't know, y'all. Okay, I think I'm gonna go. I thought I was gonna go with the one in the front. I really do like those, but I think I'm gonna go with possibly these. Yeah, let's go with these. Okay. So, because these are Moody Blooms, I'm going to go with sassy quotes as well from Amber Plans Her Day. I just thought that was just kind of fitting. So, yeah. Let's see. Let's put this piece down here in the corner. Oh, that's crooked. How did I know that that was going to go down crooked? How did I know? I just knew. Okay, that's better. Now thinking about this, I realized I burnished down a bunch of stickers in the last thing that I filmed, but so be it. All right. Let's do this piece. here. Make sure I'm in frame. All right. I love this big one here. Such pretty florals, and I love that they're photorealistic florals. I love real fresh flowers. Like, just love them. Okay, I'm about to go into this PET tape in a second here. And if you've never had PET tape before, it's just like single pieces of washi tape. Some manufacturers or some small shops, because that's mainly where you see them, is with small shops. Some small shops will have them individually cut, and then there's some PET tapes where you have to cut the images yourself. I have never purchased any where you had to cut them. That was the thing that deterred me from ever purchasing PET tape at first, and then people started coming out with them already cut, which was nice. Okay, I think this is the same ones. Yeah, so let's take this one. And with the PET tape that you get here with Live Love Posh, it is very much thin. I feel like it's much thinner than most people's PET tape. Some has just a tad bit more thickness to it. So I've only ever purchased some from Live Love Posh and Wrong, and both of them have very high quality PET tape. Just so you know, if you were even considering purchasing any from either of them, they make them very nicely. I think this might be the only set that Live Love Posh had come out with thus far, but it's nice. And another thing, as you can see, it's pretty forgiving as opposed to regular stickers. It's a little bit more forgiving. And when you want to pull it up and things like that. So let's see. Oh, what's happening there? Oh, I see what's happening there. This is underneath. Okay, there we go. Take this piece because it kind of has some of that blue, little tad bit of blue in there. I don't know quite where I want it because I know that I want a quote here in the middle. So let me pull my quote. And that might help me here. This is the one I want to use. I might just put 2 quotes down since I don't think I want a whole page of just florals. So let's go ahead and put this down here in the middle. put this here. I think I want to cut this. My scissors are pretty yucky, so I don't know how this is gonna work. There's so much that I need to clean off of here. These are no stick scissors, but after a while, once they get a little bit too gunky, I do take a little bit of alcohol and clean them, and it's like they're back to being non-stick again. But they can get gunky after a while. Just so you know, if you ever invest in any. And that wasn't like the most beautiful cut that I made there, but it works. Let's put this up here. All right. So I think I'm going to put the month here. I think that's what I'll put here instead of another quote. So let's see if I can find a February sticker that I like. This is the Live Love Posh Functionally in a Wire book. Wish they were bigger, like as big as the seasons, but they're not. So the other thing that I could do is try to letter this. I'm not the best at hand lettering, but I could give it a try. Okay, I'm going to try and write it in pencil first because I know how I am, and I know that I'm not great at this. Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna, and you're like, why did you write it just to erase it? Let me explain to you why. Because if I don't erase it, then once I write over it with the Tombow marker, it will be hard to erase the pencil from underneath it. So I write it and I erase it so that you could just faintly see it, so that it's not as hard to get off the page once. I hope that makes sense. So I just pull this color here. I'm really not good with using the big tips. I'm used to using a small tip. So we're just gonna do the best that we can with this. Okay, I think I did a pretty good job of that. It's not perfect, but it's not horrible either. So I'm just gonna finish erasing whatever I can erase, and that's that. Oh, I forgot this gray marker. Sucks. It's all dried out and I've never used it before, which is kind of, you know, irritating, but I don't know why it's just all dried out. I don't know. Okay, so there we have February 2026. And I think this is going to do for our start here. Let me move some stuff around. So like I got a bunch of stuff in my way already. Let's put this marker. I'll leave this marker out in case I need it for anything else. All right, I think this is looking good though thus far. So now let's go to the next page, and I'm going to need my micron, I'm going to need my ruler, and I'm going to be putting my calendar together here, and then a content planning page over here. I will probably speed this up so you don't have to sit through all of this. Okay, so I've got all my lines in. I did make a few little foo-foos because I can't even hold a ruler straight. Y'all already know this. Don't act like y'all don't know. Don't come over here acting brand new like you don't know. I don't do straight lines over here. Y'all already know. So we're just gonna clean this up a little bit, and then proceed from there. All right. I think I'm gonna write in my dates. I don't want to do stickers. I think I might do stickers for the days of the week, but that's about it. So I'm gonna pull this Functionally Noir book again. And let's see. So I'm going to use this February one. I'm going to put it down here at the bottom because there's usually not room at the top for this. So I'll put it here at the bottom and probably add some more florals down here. Okay, let's erase right there. So we'll probably just put I think this was a to-do list is how I had that. So there are some headers here for some days of the week. Let's put a to-do sticker here. That's going to be my to-do list. And then priorities. I don't know if there's a priority. There is a priority sticker. So let's pull that. And this is a notes section, I believe. I think that's what I did for the last month. Let's see. Yeah, I made that a notes section. So let's pull notes. And then this other section over here is like a stats section. So I can't say that I have a sticker for that, but I'm going to use Get It Done. Or should I put goals? I'll put goals since, you know, this is kind of working towards my goals. We'll just put goals here instead of stats this time, but I will know what this section is. And so what I do is I'm listing my stats at the beginning of the month. So that there's not a bunch of focus on it like throughout the month, if that makes sense. I'm just kind of focusing on it at the beginning of the month. So YouTube subs, watch hours. I have enough subs to get monetized, but I don't have enough watch hours. So anytime you want to watch a playlist while you're working and tidying up or while you're planning, I would greatly appreciate that, because that's what I'm missing in order to move ahead on my channel. So I should have been there a long time ago, but I won't discuss the reasons why that didn't happen. God knows why, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. But it would be nice to finally move forward. And since I'm using the black over here, I'm gonna use the black for the days of the week as well. And ooh, those are gonna be too big now that I think about it, because of the size. I'm gonna use some Mojo Jojo ones because they are smaller. Let me find them first. Yeah, they're definitely smaller stickers. Let's see if I can find them. I just had them recently. Don't you hate when you just have something and then you can't find it again? Yeah, so here they are. She probably definitely has a larger February, but I've already put that one down, so we're gonna go with it. Okay, days of the week. I really want to use like these kind. I don't have them in the color that I want, I don't think. Oh, there they are. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They're all spread out. I'm going to get my sharp, older tweezers because they can pick up these a little better. The other ones aren't as sharp, my new ones. And so they don't pick up as well. I do a Sunday start with my monthly calendar, but I do prefer a Monday start for weekly spreads. And that's because I'm used to a calendar always starting on Sunday. And the average planner usually starts on Monday. So that's why I prefer my weekly pages. or weekly spreads to have a Monday start. All right, and I'm not going to use any stickers for the numbers. I'm going to just write those in. Hopefully I'm not too far out of frame for y'all. Of course, we only have 28 days in February. So there's that. All right, so let's fill in with some stickers. I'm going to go back to the actual sticker book, and then I'll come back to the PET tape. So I want to say these are the ones that I was using. Are they? Yes. Yeah, these are the ones. So let's do... let's put this here. Okay, I'm going to trim this because I want it flush. So let's do this. I think I might have cut too deep. Y'all know how that goes too. It's either, oh, I didn't cut it right. Hello. Of course I cut it crooked. Okay, now let's try to pull that up. Shoot. Okay, it's just not gonna go down I want it to. Let me trim here. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna leave that little piece. It's not cooperating, but I hate that I've already burnished this sticker down because it's so not cut the way I want it to be cut. So I'm hoping I can get it to pull up. Okay, that's great. And then we can just try to make this look a little better. Okay, whew, that's better. Because I definitely didn't do what I wanted it to. All right. Put this piece, let's overlap that, and let's see. Okay. The thing with this craft knife, it's dull, but it's still sharp at the same time. And I know that sounds crazy, what it is. Like I could still cut myself real nicely with that, but it's still a little dull when it comes to actually using it to cut. So, and then it's like, it's dull and you may not cut through right away, but if you apply too much pressure, you're going to cut too far into something. So it's just really interesting how that works. Okay, so let's put some florals over here on this side. Okay. And again, we're going to try our best to cut this straight. Doesn't always happen, but we're going to try. See, that did not cut all the way through. That did. Okay, and I know I cut pretty deep right there as well. So it's like you're gonna either get it deep or you're not. That's pretty much how it ends up working out. I'm gonna put this down here. It's gonna overlap a little bit in this area, which is fine. Okay. Okay. And I think a little something up in here, maybe a little something else down here would work. So let's take this piece and we're gonna cut it. Let's take this little piece there and take that up, and then we'll put this right there. All right, I think that looks good. All right, we've got one more page to do, right? And with the magic of filming, we're going to get it done in a snap. All right, let's finish this out. I'm going to, this is the page that's my meal tracker and movement and stuff like that I track. I have 1 week on a page, so that's why it might look, you might be wondering like, what's going on there? But I have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack, and then this is my meal tracker. Like I said, it's very, very functional now, very little deco. I'm just not making a big deal out of it because I know I'm not filming this weekly anymore. Every quarter there will be like a little reflections thing that I'm gonna do, but I'm not making a big deal out of this anymore like that. So I'm just gonna write in the days of the week. This time I have been using stickers, but I'm just gonna write it in. Okay, so what I do here is I will put several trackers down where I track water, movement, and mood. So to give you an idea of how that looks every week, this is how that looks. And then I just put a little bit of deco down. That's about it. Nothing big with this anymore. So let me go in the book and see what I could pull. I wanted to put down some of the washi tape, and I haven't done that. I noticed I have not done that. That was one of the main reasons I was like so eager to use some of this, was because of the washi tapes that were there. All right, so let's burnish this down. I don't know that I have room for any of the washi tapes anywhere. Probably not, since I have not left myself much room, because I will need the space to put my trackers in. I don't really have space on this page either for any washi, although I really wanted to put some. Oh well, I should have thought about that. I didn't leave myself room. So I think that's gonna be it. I think that's enough. Like I said, I'm not being too fussy with this for 2026. I'm being more intentional and wanting this to be more functional. And then you'll get to see an additional video once a quarter for this planner. Like I said, I don't show it weekly. I don't even do like a reel or post or anything about this planner throughout the week. So this is the most you're gonna see it within a month. And then, like I said, once a quarter when I do, what am I trying to say? The quarterly review. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add a drop shadow here, just to add a little something to these pages. It's best that you do this before you put stickers down. I'm just saying, don't do what I do. Do it before you put your stickers down, because it does make a difference. Because now I can't get to everything because I've already got the stickers down and I don't want to try and pull them up. So drop shadows before you put any stickers. If these were paper stickers, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but they are clear stickers. So that does affect things, because you know, it's only going to work certain way with the clear stickers. So let's go back and do a full flip through for this month's setup. So I have February, and we've got 2026, me, sarcastic never. And then we go over into this one. I have my calendar for content planning and all of my sections that I need for content planning. And then you come over here and I have the first week for my meal tracking. The only other thing that I was thinking to put on in here somewhere, if I could find room, is a quote. Because I did pull this Sassy quotes book. Let's see if we can't find something. I might could fit something down here. It'll be a little tight fit, but if I could find a clear sticker here, that would work. Let's go with this. Sarcasm is my love language. That's so funny. And I think this will fit. I'm just gonna go over everything there. Okay. And then I don't know if I could fit anything over here. Probably not. This is such a tight fit on this page. Unless I find a quote that I could layer on top of this one. But this page is so very much functional that there is very little room for anything else. I like this one, but I wish it was smaller. Eye rolling is my cardio because that kind of fits with this being my fitness, mood, and meal tracker. So I was working out very regularly with my brother, my little brother, who is a fitness trainer, wellness and fitness trainer. And then I started having back spasms, so I had to stop. And I started feeling better. And the week that I said I was going to start back up, then I started having more back pain. And I think that's because I had to move offices at work. And I think it affected me after the fact. It didn't affect me the week that I was doing all the moving. And that was another like 2 weeks of back pain. And it literally felt like something ripped in my lower back. And it hurt like where I have had surgery before for ovarian surgery, where the scar is there, like all in that area just like felt like something just ripped. And all I did was cough, and that's when it happened. And so I just, oh, I tell you, painkillers and BioFreeze and heat wraps and all that kind of stuff. You know, finally that pain is starting to seriously subside, but I already have back issues, so I definitely cannot work out when I'm having additional back issues. So hopefully sometime soon I can get back at it. Now it's cold. Like the devil doesn't want me to work out, because usually we work out in my brother's garage, and it's like the devil doesn't want me to work out because I hate being cold. But I did buy me some workout clothes that have like the built-in fleece underneath. And so maybe, you know, just maybe I can still work out. So we'll see. We'll try and see it. Now, you know, since my brother hasn't seen me in a while, a couple of months, it's like now I got to make sure he can fit me into his schedule. So that's another thing. But yeah, this is my setup for the month of February. Comment below. Let me know what is your health and fitness goal, if any, for this month. For me, I'm very proud of myself of how I just did with the 3-day fast, the 3-week fast that my church had. I did so good, and I'm so proud of myself. And I'm still going to try to keep cutting back on the caffeine. I might have it every now and then, but I'm going to start trying to cut back on it because I didn't really have it too much during those 3 weeks. I did not have sweets at all for 3 weeks, and I was so proud of myself for that. That was the hardest part. I did 2 weeks with no meat. I only cheated once because I hadn't taken lunch to work and I didn't feel like leaving to go get something out. And so I ate in the cafeteria that day. They had Frito pie, but my goodness, the no sweets was much harder than the no meat. So no meat is just hard when it comes to preparing a lunch, because I like to take a sandwich. Sometimes that's really easy, and there's nothing that I'm going to put on a sandwich that's vegan, vegetarian. Like I can't even think like of anything vegan, vegetarian in terms of a sandwich, unless it's like peanut butter and jelly. And that's, no, I can't even eat peanut butter and jelly together like anymore since I was a kid. I don't know. It's weird. I have these weird things with food. Anyways, I digress. But yeah, let me know if you have any particular health and fitness goals for the month of February. Also, guys, don't forget to slay, subscribe, like, and accept the alerts so you don't miss any videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.